Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Arpita Kumanapalli and I'm glad you're watching this video. In this video, I'll be talking about 5 health related devices you need to have in your home. Regular monitoring of your health is a helpful way to manage your health and help control your vitals. These devices will help you in this process. So it's important to know how to properly use the devices. Here is the list. Thermometer. A digital thermometer is the most accurate and quickest way to take the temperature. In general, a fever is considered a body's temperature that's higher than normal, while the average normal body temperature is 98.6 Fahrenheit or 37 degrees. A normal temperature can range between 97.5 to 99.5 Fahrenheit. Most doctors consider a temperature above 100.4 in adults as a sign of fever. However, if the first temperature is very high, you might decide to recheck the temperature on a more regular schedule, maybe once or twice an hour. Your temperature may fluctuate during the day and across different areas of your body. For instance, it may rise or fall by 1 degree Fahrenheit depending upon your activity level and environmental temperature. Temperature is also sensitive to hormonal levels, which helps women estimate ovulation by taking their temperature before getting out of bed in the morning. Pulse oximeter. Pulse oximetry measures the percentage of oxygen in hemoglobin proteins called oxygen saturation. Oxygen saturation usually indicates how much oxygen is getting to the different organs in body. Normal oxygen saturation levels are between 95 and 100%. Oxygen saturation levels below 90% are considered abnormally low and can be a clinically emergency. The main risk of pulse oximetry is a false reading. The accuracy of pulse oximeters depends on a correct fit, and minor changes in their positioning produce inaccurate reading. Pulse oximeter reading should be taken on a warm finger with the patient in the sitting position and resting. The instrument should be left to stabilize for 1 minute before confirming the reading. Falsely low reading may occur in patients with peripheries whose fingers which are cold, or poor perfusion which we see in hypotension, or if the patient has tattoos, nail polish or false nails, or also when they're lying down. Ideally, you should start tracking from the baseline and record at least 3 times a day to keep constant monitoring. The constant tracking of oxygen levels is highly important for patients suffering in the recent pandemic. Spirometer. Whether you want to test the breathing capacity of your lungs or want to make your lungs stronger, a spirometer is a device that will come to your rescue. With 3 chambers containing lightweight spheres, this exercise will let you check how much movement you can cause in the spheres with your inhalation and exhalation. This device checks your breathing pattern. You follow the breathing exercise instruction of a spirometer. Anything above 80% will indicate that your lungs are in a good and functioning condition. As the percentage reduces, it indicates a disturbance in your breathing. A drop in this percentage can be caused due to common cold or nasal congestion. The capacity, depending on the volume of air you inhale and exhale along with the speed, should be monitored. Regular breathing exercises with the help of this spirometer can help in increasing your functioning of the lungs. It also helps you to breathe properly, to inhale and exhale more air. BP apparatus. Reports suggest higher morbidity and mortality rates in COVID 19 patients with a history of hypertension among those affected with COVID 19. Self monitoring is an easy way to improve BP control. It is the best to measure BP twice a day. The first time in the morning before breakfast or intake of any food or medicines, and the second in the evening, preferably an hour before going to sleep. Preferably, 2 readings can be taken to ascertain the results are accurate with a gap of 5 minutes each. Moreover, it is best to take BP readings at the same time daily. One should not take readings immediately after waking up or after taking caffeine, alcohol, or tobacco, and wait for at least half an hour before a BP measurement. Before taking BP readings, it is advisable to sit quietly for 5 minutes and avoid any strenuous activity. Avoid moving, talking, or thinking about stressful situations because these could increase your blood pressure. Blood pressure should be measured through the same arm daily. If a rolled up sleeve is too tight, remove the garment to avoid inaccurate readings resulting from a tight arm. After one reading is done, wait for 5 minutes before taking another reading to ensure accuracy. Make sure the apparatus is placed at the heart level. When you are ready to take your blood pressure, sit quietly for 3 to 5 minutes beforehand. Place your feet flat on the floor. Rest your arm on a tabletop even with your heart. Lean against the back of the chair. Stretch out your arm and palm upward. Place the cuff on your bare upper arm 1 inch above the bend of your elbow. Make sure the tubing falls over the front center of your arm so that the center is correctly placed. Pull the end of the cuff so that it's evenly tight around your arm. You should place it tight enough so that you can slip 2 fingertips under the top edge of the cuff. Make sure your skin doesn't pinch when the cuff inflates. To get started, wait a moment, then press start. Remain still and quiet as the machine begins measuring. The cuff will inflate, then slowly deflate so that the machine can take your measurement. When the reading is complete, the monitor displays your blood pressure and pulse on the digital panel. If the monitor does not record a reading, reposition the cuff and try again. Rest quietly and wait about 1 or 2 minutes before taking another measurements. Record your numbers either by writing the information down or by using an electronic device. Some monitors can upload your blood pressure readings automatically into a computer or mobile device. A normal reading would be any blood pressure below 120 by 80 mmHg and above 90 by 60 in an adult. Glucometer. While diabetes won't make a patient more prone to contracting COVID-19, once infected, diabetes have a higher chance of experiencing more severe symptoms. When the body is trying to fight off an illness, the stored glucose in the body is released into the bloodstream to give energy. But in individuals with diabetes, this can be problematic as their body cannot produce enough insulin to deal with the release of glucose and their blood sugar levels might spike. These severe highs and lows in their blood sugar can lead to complications like diabetic ketoacidosis or hyperosmolar hyperglycemic state. If a patient's diabetes is well managed, they are consistently monitoring their values, it will be easier to catch any complications and address them quickly. Turn on the glucometer and place a test strip in the machine when the machine is ready. Watch the indicator for placing the blood on the strip. Place your fingertip on the side of your finger between the bottom of your fingernail to the tip of your nail. Place the drop of blood on the side of the strip. The glucometer will take few seconds to calculate the blood sugar readings. Write down your results. Keeping a record makes it easier for your doctor to establish a good treatment plan. Some glucometers can store your results in memory for easier record keeping. Once again, here are the 5 essential devices you need in your home: thermometer, pulse oximeter, BP apparatus, spirometer, and glucometer. I am providing the links in the description for all the devices that were mentioned in the video. Here is a scripture to meditate on. Do not be anxious about anything. Philippians 4:6. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please share it with your family and friends, and I'll see you again in my next video.